Hello everyone, and welcome back to Dragon Age Inquisition. This is episode 42. Last time we began the DLC, The Jaws of Hakken in the Frostback Basin, and today we will be doing more of the same. Let's open up our war table so we can check our operations, and then we can get back into the swing of things. So we sent Skywatcher to Stonebearhold. Skywatcher caused quite a stir at Stonebearhold. The feats of strength and skill were raucous, exuberant, and quite necessary, according to Thane's son here, who declared Skywatcher as good in the fighting pit as he was in the bedroll. Given the Avar tradition of knotting ceremonies for marriage, this gives new meaning to the phrase, no strings attached. Lovely. That is done. And then we do also have dealing with Lord Basil. We had one of Liliana's spies. We had one of our Liliana's spies bait Lord Basil into starting his rant at a recent ball. Just as he was reaching the climax of his argument, Lady Duquette entered in full Inquisition regalia with an entourage of our soldiers and exposed her father's lies. She then challenged him to a duel for the Inquisition's honor. The Lord would not meet her blade and was shunned for the rest of the event. While Lady Duquette became the star of the evening, I don't think we need to worry about Lord Basil in the future. Done. Alright, now I believe the only thing we have that is as a quest is the Relics of Theatre Brightaxe. I think. Yeah, pretty sure. I don't think there's any hidden in corners for me. Alright. And I think we were going to do Josephine for that, because she was like, the Avar respect gifts, so we were going to present Theater's relics with ceremony.
Let us begin.
That is our choice. Instead of having Liliana be like, hey guys, we found some stuff here, we took the axe, but you can have the other stuff, you know? So I feel like that's a good idea. We won't assign the other advisors because guests of the hold. We won't assign the other advisors because we might end up unlocking some things to do later. What was that? Was that in the Frostback Basin? One of these. Meet Colette, the Tevinter Ruins, camps established, rifts, requisition, skulls, fade touch creatures. There it is. Though guest status has been granted, it will take some effort for the Stonebearhold to view the Inquisition as a trusted friend. Okay, I gotta gain 5 approvals. Okay. But yes, there's a bunch for us to do there. So that is what we'll be doing. So we'll head back out there to the Frostback Basin. Maybe we'll take a different crew here as well. Could be a good idea. So we've got our returning to fishermen. Oh yes, for the boat to the island. So let's do that. We'll return there. And who were we bringing along the first time? I think we had Solus, Iron Bull, and Cole, right? Let's change things up a little bit. And I want to start bringing Blackwall along with other party members because I want to know what they're going to say to him about the whole Tom Rainier stuff, because I'm assuming we'll get some updates with that, which will be nice. Everyone will probably have some interesting things to say. So we'll see what they have to talk about as we dilly-dally through the Frostback Basin. Okay, we've dropped in. We have an exclamation mark. And I'll just check that Sarah actually has... She does not have this yet. Okay. Give that to her. So she does have an upgrade at the very least. Lena.
Runa should be here. Where did she get to?
Is someone missing?
Are you looking for someone?
My cousin Runa. She's off north climbing the hills instead of helping with the catch again.
Farewell.
Good day to you.
Farewell.
Sore, but better. Did I thank you for bringing the broth?
Yes, but I don't mind hearing it twice.
If I catch that cold-cursed beast again, I'll...
Injure the other shoulder.
Probably. But you'll bring broth, won't you, Einar?
Always.
Einar.
Yeah?
Now can I use your boat?
Thane Sunhair gave me guest welcome at Stonebear Hold.
Aye, she sent word.
As a guest, then, may I please borrow your boat?
We would be poor hosts to refuse. The boat is yours. I hope you come back alive.
Boat to the island. Let us go. Off we go. Rowboat. Okay. We're in Ladies' Rest, and it's a clue to the region's past.
For a moment, I almost felt like I was walking down a street back in Markham. Strange.
The spirits gathered here were drawn to tragedy. They radiated, as fire does heat.
Make them stop. It's my head, demons. You're not invited.
Cool. The spirits, huh? It's gonna be weird here. Letter found near many corpses. The barbarians are afraid to go to this island. I can see why, with all the spirits, but it's completely safe. I was out there myself for a good half hour, and the spirits never bothered me. Steal one of the Avar boats and set up a camp. This route will bypass all the taxes, and with Avar and spirits all around, nobody in their right mind will track us here. I know how you feel about demons, but trust me, this is completely safe. Peaceful, even. All we have to do is relax on that island and wait for goods to come your way. It's completely safe. It's completely safe.
I need to. I must find you.
Okay. Well, at least we've got one mage who's tied to spirits for dialogue here. That's good. Sarah and Blackwall will be a bit interesting.
I'm dreaming.
Oh, fuck, it's Elven. Okay. Shit.
This blood. My blood?
Ugh, shivers right up in there. Not living and not right.
Oh, it's like the spirits from the Crestwood. So it's very similar to that. You have to help them like pass along, almost. Ooh, creepy.
Ameridan. Ameridan. Hi.
This is cool. And spoopy. Yeah, very similar. Reminds me of like the flooded city, flooded town of the Crestwood. What a weird place to plant a flag. All the way up here. Yep. This is my rock. Tale of Hurungar, ice troll. Came the giants, water wading, here to hunt and harrow home. Avar fear the shapes in shoreline, forced to flee when giants roam. Hurungar, ice troll, sees his brothers, calls the winter winds to shore. Giants frozen, forged in frostbite, threaten Avar homes no more. Fears of giant battle easing. Can we just make my Inquisitor all-powerful? Could it be like an Inquisition perk to just, like, remove fall damage from the game? The Inquisitor becomes impervious to damage. It's Rift time! Oh, hang on. Ooh! We have to open this one.
This rift is ancient. It may have formed from the battle that took place here, not the breach.
Now that is brand new. Okay. Whoa, on a grave? And I'm assuming it's tied to this person's voice that we've been hearing. Unfallen shack. Many explorers in ancient ruins report finding homes, furniture, or even tools that look a few years old at most. Before the most learned study of spirits and the Fade made available by the Circles, scholars often assumed that such structures must be new contamination of an older site, leading to much misinformation and misunderstanding regarding the movement of various peoples in ancient Tevinter and even earlier. Our brothers and sisters in the Circles of Magi have given us a more likely answer. In areas where the veil is thin, spirits engrossed by a particular event may endeavour to preserve the feeling of the area by preserving, in their own imperfect way, some or all of the area itself. The hut of a legendary apostate may appear to have been abandoned for a few decades, with crumbling walls and dust, when it is in fact from a previous age or even older. Spirits scratching at the edges of the veil have scared away the vermin that would have chewed through the beams and the plants whose snaking tendrils would have reclaimed the stones for the forest. It is the recommendation of the committee that all university-sanctioned historical expeditions include a mage for consultation upon such matters. Only in this way can we avoid the embarrassing missteps of our forebears and bring Orlais the true knowledge it deserves. A letter from the University of Orlais Historical Committee to Empress Celine asking for support. Request was tabled after the start of the Mage Rebellion. Yeah. Alright, everybody ready? I'm going to open a rift instead of closing one.
Ilana slept. I slept. To find him in dreaming. But the blood. She's gone. Talana wanted to reach Ameridan again. One more time. But she couldn't. I couldn't. I died. I tried to stay, but only pieces came through. You opened the sky for the rest of me.
What the fuck? What is that? Another Fade thing. There's no way that my character would ever say something like that. I can't even believe that's a choice. Like, what the fuck?
Solus, this seems like something you might be able to help with.
Pain drew the wraiths, but this spirit touched the mind of someone who cared for Inquisitor Ameridan.
Ameridan? Yes. Inquisitor. Beloved. She came with Ameridan to hunt the dragon.
The dragon?
Huge. Power like none had seen. It came from the mountains with the Avar. Towns fell, all dead. One last favor for Emperor Draken. Slay the Avar dragon. Save Orlais.
Wow, okay.
This wasn't just a hunt. Inquisitor Ameridan was here on orders from Emperor Draken.
Yes. A secret. Drawn by the dragon. Talana. I didn't want to, but where Ameridan goes, I go. They fought at the shore. Spirits and magic. Cold. So cold. How I found her. How she found us. They rested here, then up the river. Metal spires. A way to stop the dragon. Then Talana returned here, alone, to wait for him. Forever waiting. Dreaming, then dead.
We'll find Ameridan. You don't have to wait here anymore.
You have done all she asked of you. Be free.
Thank you. It was hard. She went a long time ago. I stayed because she asked. Her things are there. She wanted them found.
Damn. Look for information on Inquisitor Ameridan. There you go. Ancient document protected in a scroll case. Whoever reads this message, let it be known that the bearer, Inquisitor Ameridan, commander of the Seekers of Truth, travels to the Frostback Basin on the official request of His Divine Majesty Cordelis Draken, Emperor of Orlais, and upon business vital to the safety and security of this most holy empire, and that he and those who travel with him are to be afforded every service, rendered every assistance, and extended every courtesy in their efforts to protect Orlesian lives from the threats both magical and mundane. Make a watch over him, Cordelis Draken the First. Oh, Jesus. Jump scare.
How'd that work out?
Oh, shit. Aegis of the Rift. Use this ability to turn the veil itself into a magical shield that deflects enemy projectiles and can be upgraded in the Inquisitor ability tree. Yo. Oh, nice. You turn the veil itself into a magical shield. Sends bolts of spirit energy flying back. And your expertise at manipulating the veil lets you summon Aegis of the Rift more easily. Cool, so I've got another ability to put in my very limited skill tree. Bring back the old quick bar. Alright, we've got our evidence, we can head back on home. Look, we didn't die on the island. Nothing for you to worry about.
Well, you know.
There is little to say. I assumed we were alike. We'd seen war, knew its terrible cost, but understood that it was necessary. But there was nothing necessary in what you did. You did not survive death and destruction. You sowed them to feed your own desires.
I know that. I see it every time I look in a mirror. I tried to make up for it.
By wearing another's skin. You ran away rather than face what you had done. You wasted your time.
Oof. Okay. Ripping into him. That's going to happen this whole time. Every single character is going to go, how dare you not be who you say you are, you coward. You know? So we're going to have to deal with that constantly. Hey, you're not Blackwall. I know. How dare you not be Blackwall? And then eventually we'll go back to them getting along again and they'll make some funny, quippy comments with each other, right? Right? So that was our first dialogue in relation to the Tom Rainier situation. Professor!
May I help you, Inquisitor?
I believe we did these. Are they still here?
A spirit on the island held the memories and possessions of Ameridan's lover, a woman named Talana. It told us that Ameridan was here on orders from Emperor Draken himself, and where he went next.
Untrust his dimples. I may have received tenure from that sentence alone. Ameridan had a lover. Talana, you said. The Inquisitor's Lady Mage. There was such debate over whether she existed. And there were orders? This was a request from Draken? This changes everything.
Okay. Okay, here we go.
You don't have a problem receiving information from spirits?
It's not ideal, but since you found corroborating physical evidence, I see no serious issues. Any study of great wars and battlefields carries an inherent risk of contact with demons or spirits. When spirits are willing to talk, most historians love the chance of a first-hand report.
What does it change knowing that Ameridan was on a mission from Emperor Draken?
Everything. One current theory holds that Ameridan was selfishly throwing off his responsibilities to go hunting. Another suggests Draken had him removed or even killed because Ameridan opposed the Navaran Accord. But if this is true, then Ameridan was a loyal servant of Orlais. He was not an embarrassment. He was a patriot protecting Orlais while Draken fought in the Second Blight.
He was surprised to hear that Ameridan had a lover.
Yes, this Talana you mentioned. Her existence has been hotly debated. Some scholars took Inquisitor Ameridan's respect for the Chantry to imply that he remained celibate. In ages past, there were stories about him and his lover, a mage. They made it out to be a star-crossed romance. The Chantry silenced the stories strenuously.
Ah, yes, he was a man of faith. And if you're a man of faith, you cannot love. To love someone is not to be faithful. You must love Andraste and Andraste only.
When I helped the Avar at Stonebear Hold, we learned that the Jaws of Hakon once bound their god's soul to a beast. According to the spirits, the dragon Ameridan faced was powerful and accompanied by hostile Avar.
You believe they could be one and the same? That would mean... Of course! Of course! Brilliant! 800 years ago, the Second Blight threatened a weak Orlais. A perfect time for the Avar to attack. This Avar god dragon could have endangered the Olesian Empire had Ameridan not stopped it. That explains why he would accept such a dangerous mission. And likely how he died.
How bad would it be if the contemporary Jaws of Hakon bound their god to a dragon again?
With Orlais still recovering from the Civil War and the Mage-Templar conflict, not to mention the remaining demon rifts and Corypheus himself, a high dragon given malice and magic by an Avar god spirit could, hypothetically, destroy much of Orlais. At least, I hope that was hypothetically.
I hope that was hypothetically.
You're not concerned about the literal existence of an Avar god?
Not particularly. If the Jaws of Hakon once bound their god to a dragon, it is likely just a powerful spirit. That isn't to downplay the important cultural significance to the Avar, but magic does not equate godhood. Every blight comes from the old gods, which are also dragons corrupted by some outside influence. Sometimes I wonder if we really know what we mean by gods.
Ooh, that's a good line. That's a great line, because we have like so many different stories about gods across all of the different cultures in Thedas, and then there's like, we're going like spirits being bound to animals being referred to as gods. We've got the Maker, we've got, you know, the elven gods, we've got all of that kind of stuff. Do we even know what we mean? We just assign God to a higher power that we do not yet understand.
History forgot about an attack by a giant magic dragon. If you want something done right, the spirits said to follow the river to the north, and something about spires or spikes.
Up the river, the scouts have had trouble with Hackonites up there. I'll continue my research, but for now, your guess is as good as mine.
What do you need me to do next, Professor?
That spirit on the island said something about Ameridan going upriver to, someplace with spires? While you search upriver, I'll continue studying these buckles. That, sounded better in my head.
I'll speak with you later.
Alright, follow the river and look for spires. So that will lead us through the Jaws of Hakon as well. So that is obviously tied together. Lovely. Alright, well, I'm gonna focus on those main elements, I think. So we're gonna go up through this way. So we'll do the Jaws of Hakon.
What color is the sky, Sarah?
Hang on.
It is an earnest question. What color is the sky when you look at it?
You know, blue mostly. Except for the breachy bits.
And when you looked past the breach? As perhaps you were drawn to do?
Greenish? then clear a long ways and kind of felt like falling. Oh, makes my head hurt. You make my head hurt.
We are not so far apart, you and I.
We will be.
Oh, he's trying to find common ground. The separation between elves and their history and their experiences is pretty crazy. Because it's not just... I really like that. I really like the Dalish and the city elf thing and how different they are. It adds just so much more nuance. And then you've got Solus, which is like, I'm just here. And he adds some really interesting stuff in there. He's like, yeah, I don't do that. I just dream, you know? Yeah, dude, I just walk through dreams, man. And that's what he does. And that's why we are enchanted by him. Because we're like, what have you seen, man? Give me the lore. Give me the lore, dude. We got a Sundering Maul. Skywatcher's Cleaver. Avar used blades like this one to dismember the dead before sky burial. Lovely. And a Master Built Focus. 35% gain. Let's have a look. Spirit Resistance. Health. Fire resistance. Let's give you focus gain. So you can use your ultimate dagger ability some more. Now, last time I found one of these in this same area, well, not in this same area, but in this same region, I couldn't find an actual use for it, which was really strange. I'm not sure why. So we were just carrying around the Olympic torch. I may have just completely missed something obvious, or there are just randomly Veilfire runes around, but I tried looking. I did, I promise. And it feels strange to me that there is no rune for the Veilfire torch as far as I could see, but maybe there's a secret with it I haven't figured out yet, so we'll just have to find out, I suppose.
Inquisitor, Baron Avar Pierre Damotizan. I've come to consult with your soldiers on matters pertaining to natural threat. The beasts of these woods are fierce. I fear they've already claimed the life of my dear, devoted scribe.
What are you doing out here?
Once I was content to remain in the safety of my estate. Then, with the passing of my uncle, I was obliged to join an expedition to the stranger parts of Thedas. How little of our natural world is understood. What terrors creep across the soil while we lie ignorant and ill-prepared. You knew what I do of the common fennec, you would not sleep. From that day onward, I have studied the wild and the beasts therein.
Are my soldiers running into problems?
They face delays establishing camps due to pests of various nature. I offer to consider the matter. There is an herb mixture. Correctly placed, it could ward beasts away from their supplies. I would not presume to further involve myself in your organization's military affairs. Perhaps I might entrust these to you.
Not
I should go.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. Torn page. The corner of a page torn from an old tome. Last words uttered. The wretched grin he was. What fate befell the brother was lost with him, though all efforts were made. He could not be revived. Written below in another hand. Relations cannot be found. Within the basin? From the Journal of Havad Pierre de Mortezan. We met as planned. My esteemed colleagues could not conceive of the possibility, though I had presented the evidence quite plainly. Any scholar may relate to the disheartening nature of such meetings, and I admit I spoke in some frustration then. We parted ways soon after. Later, with my feelings restored to a more charitable nature, I found I could not fault them. Had fate and obligation not led me down stranger paths, would I not be as they are now? Have there not been times in the darker hours of the night when my soul has longed for the ignorance which shields one's sensibilities? But while these thoughts ensured kind emotions for my peers, they brought me no closer to my goals. It was thus good and unlooked-for fortune that brought to my attention the impending expedition to Frostback Basin. The Inquisition, a large and respectable institution, would explore the region for secrets of a historical nature. I have attached myself as a consultant, for surely the beasts within that wild place will cause some alarm, and will fulfill said role as promised. However, time in which to pursue my own interests was secured in the agreement. While Kenrick seeks the past, I will search for mysteries that yet live. My favorite thing that has come to slap me in the face with Dragon Age is how cool I thought Orlais was before this game. I was like, oh my god, Orlais, I want to go there, I want to see it, I want to get a taste of that. And my exposure to Orlais, it came. It did. They said, have a whole fucking game where half of it's Orlais, and you've got French people speaking to you all the time, and we're going to make you pronounce the words, and you're going to try and play the game but suck at it because you're not an Orlesian. And oh my god, it's like I got what I asked for, so I can't complain, but by golly am I being tortured. Like, wow, Orlais's so cool, I can't wait to go there. Get me out of this fucking place. Everybody's shouting French words at me and they're rolling their R's too hard. God damn it. It's ridiculous. And then I gotta read all these words. I can't do it, guys. I can't do it. Tale of Hrunga, Ice Troll. Came the warriors of Tevinter, armor shining, shields of gold, stole the land of Avar, keeping stone-carved walls to claim their hold. Hrunga, Ice Troll, wreaks his raging lowland warriors weep and shake. Glacier strength did Hrunga conjure, stone Tevinter walls to break. Lowlands flee, their lands releasing.
You didn't always have a beard.
I didn't emerge from my mother with a hairy face, no.
I saw a sketch of Todd Reynard. No beard.
Warden Blackwall had a beard.
That explains everything.
Todd Reynard? I love how she, like, seemingly purposefully gets the names wrong. Like, when she's, like, Corypinus? Coryphilius? It's great. The Inquisition! Visus, known as the Watchful Eye in common parlance, this constellation had great significance to the ancient Alamari and Syrian peoples of southern Thedas. The story goes that the Lady of the Skies opened one eye so that the light from her gaze could lead her people safely from the Frostbacks. When Andraste's armies marched north from their ancestral lands to wage war upon Tevinter, they were guided by the eye, and it became the Maker's gaze, not the Lady's, leading them to victory. The sword was added later. It is said that the star that marks the point of its blade only appeared in the night sky after Andraste's death. The early Inquisition took Visus as the symbol of their holy calling when they joined the Andrastian faith, the eye representing both their search for Maleficarum and the Maker's judgment upon their actions. When the Inquisition ended and became the Seekers of Truth and the Templar Order, the Templars took the sword while the Seekers retained the eye. That's really cool. I love the game sort of like diving into the history of symbols and what they mean and how they continue to be used throughout the game. It's really awesome.
Skyhold. How did you find it?
I looked.
Now you sound like Cole.
This world is full of wonders for those who seek them.
I love that. Now you sound like Cole. Now, if he sounded like Cole, he would just like kind of rag on for a little while with some mysterious words sprinkled throughout, but that's great. I like how Blackwall's just like, so, how'd you find it? Alright, keep your secrets.
Herb wards. Those could assist the soldiers. I take it you've met Baron de Mortizan?
And you are?
Dunwich, your worship. The Master's scribe.
De Mortizan said you were dead.
I'm merely late, sir. I was not to return until I'd gathered evidence on the Nox Mortar.
How did you get involved in all this?
I've been the Master's scribe these past 10 years. The Baron has made a study of a number of creatures. I'm assured my assistance is invaluable.
You're gathering evidence on
The Nox Mortar. I was to set out apparatus for gathering information on the beast. Retrieving it proved difficult. Gurguts. If you're out here anyway, your worship, I can inform you that the Baron's pockets are deep. He would no doubt appreciate any efforts made on his behalf.
What is the Nox Mortar exactly?
A skulking beast the Master believes lies somewhere in the basin.
That's not very specific.
I'm afraid specificity eludes us, sir. Officially, the beast remains undiscovered and unwitnessed.
I should be going.
Very good, sir.
Very good, sir. Okay, well, there you go. We must retrieve evidence. But we're approaching the jaws of Hacken, which is our priority right now.
Some of ours. We should help.
Lieutenant Farrow, sir. We've beaten back those Hackenite bastards. My men and I will hold here. The Hackenites along the river still pose a threat. After this last battle, we need time to fortify and regroup.
What's the situation along the river?
Between the Hackenites and the wildlife, this isn't the easiest place to maintain a presence. The river's the best way for the Inquisition to send supplies from Skyhold. Or it would be if we... Sir?
Fucking... My character just entered combat in the middle of dialogue. Hello?
Inquisitor.
What's the situation along the river?
Between the Hackenites and the wildlife, this isn't the easiest place to maintain a presence. The river's the best way for the Inquisition to send supplies from Skyhold. Sir?
Okay. Could we not enter combat? Anyone, please? Could we just enjoy the conversations that we're having at this lovely camp, please? Because it keeps turning me invisible. And I'm not supposed to be invisible.
Inquisitor.
What's the
The river. The Hackenites set up camps near the banks, and they attack anyone who gets within view.
Oh.
That will be all, Lieutenant.
Sir?
God, that's all I had to get out of the dialogue. Alright, clearing the camps. Lovely. Lovely. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. I can rest. Alright guys, that brings this episode to a close. Because I spent 5,000 years with the spiky constellation. Lightning. Fulminos, commonly known as the Thunderbolt. Aha! It is indeed lightning. I'm super clever. Look at me. I can read the stars. Commonly known as the Thunderbolt, the constellation Fulminos depicts a bolt of lightning thrown by a wrathful god, which god has always been a matter of dispute. Each of the old gods of Tevinter has been credited as the thrower, with the target being anything from the lost city of Barindur to a jester who made a particularly heinous pun. I love it. The good news is, right, these Astrariums, they are total dog shit to, like, put together. But I do like that they at least make the, like, the lore is worth it. It's because it's fun to read. It is fun to read, at the very least.
Sarah, if you eschew all things elven, why not a crossbow? They require less training.
Ugh, too winchy.
Ah, yes. Winchiness. A point I had not considered.
He's so sassy. I think his very, like, light-hearted responses are very funny. Like that. Ah, yes, the winchiness makes it very satisfying. Ameridan and the Mage. Soft fade touch light in dreamlit tones falls dark. Each former memory recalled through parted lips that try to speak falls silent before light marks the dawn. From sleeping fingers she slips into the day where averted eyes bend to any but the other, oath sworn. To lion's call, yet here the two are broken. As waxing sickle stands witness to the end of love's denial and secrets born, from parted lips, the words are at last are spoken. This overly romantic portrait of illicit meetings between a mage and her lover was written sometime in the Divine Age, though likely penned after Ameridan's disappearance. The work was said to be inspired by tales and rumors of the former Inquisitor's Lady Mage. By the Second Age, Chantry scholars had largely concluded that this piece did not refer to Ameridan at all, but to another man altogether. These scholars claimed the poem's title was a later addition meant to discredit the last Inquisitor's reputation. The poem was later deemed problematic and relegated to a list of banned works. From an examination of banned text. How interesting. Yes, it was all fake. It was all fake. Messages left at the outpost. This looks like a bundle of notes used by Inquisition soldiers to leave messages for each other. The most recent entries date from a few days before the Inquisition arrived in the valley. Is the lead scout back? I wanted her thoughts on which pass we should use to send for supplies. Quartermaster Pendleton. You'll have to wait. We're sending for some scholars for Morlaix. Harding is leading the party here so they can get settled and working before the Inquisitor arrives. Any word yet? She's in the main camp. Scout Harding's watching over her new charge, Professor Kenrick. Talky, but he seems a nice sort. Apparently had an adventure getting to the basin, though. Don't tease, Charvis. What happened? Apparently Harding had to save the professor and his assistant from a small spot of trouble with some bandits, and from being chased down by a hungry wyvern, and from falling off a ledge while reading a book. You made that last one up. Spoke with Harding. I take it back. Scout Harding was like, can confirm. Did happen. Arboreal Fort. A report from Agent Charter received by the Inquisition's advisors and carrying their notes to each other on the matter. Sheer cliffs and steep drops present obstacles to speedy travel within the basin. As a temporary measure, rope ladders are being constructed and placed at strategic points chosen by Scout Harding. Continued presence in this area will require a permanent solution. Please advise. A series of comments follow. Flatten the area? Of course, the commander suggests hitting the hills until they forget their hills, Liliana. We could look into getting the soldiers to cut steps into the cliffs or construct structures with some form of verticality. Scaffolding, perhaps. I was joking. Meanwhile, have you threatened to cut out anyone's tongue today? Thinking about it right now. Oh, even the advisors are self-aware with the sass. What I think, this is always the BioWare thing that stands out to me, which makes me really happy. It's always so funny, is BioWare have things that happen in their main game, and it's very clear that the fans have a certain reaction or response to things, and it's cool that when I do my playthroughs, I get sort of a bit of an insight into that. Like, people will tell me about, Garrus's calibrations things, or people will talk about this thing being, like, a funny thing in the community and stuff like that, which is really fun. And then being aware of that, what's really funny is then going into a BioWare DLC, and they like to be self-referential, they like to make jokes and poke fun at things from the main experience. Mass Effect DLC did it heavily, and Dragon Age DLC does it as well, and it's great. I always feel like whenever BioWare does DLC, there's an element of like humor and comedy that just like elevates it, I think. It's always kind of funny. It's just like nice little fan service funny stuff where it's so clear that our responses to Liliana in this game are like, man, she really likes, I can cut that person's tongue out for you, you know, I can deal with that for you if you like. And Cullen is like, you know, of course he wants to hit the hills until they forget their hills, because he's always like, send the charge in, send them all in. So it's just kind of, reading stuff like that's very satisfying, because it still feels in character, but it is like a moment where you can kind of laugh at the writers coming up with these sort of situations in this dialogue. The roofer, Berenol, was talking to the foreman about drawing up plans for additions to Skyhold, covered platforms connected with spiral staircases and suspended catwalks. We could apply this idea to the Frostback Basin. I was there. Wasn't Berenol drunk? He didn't draw up the plans while drunk, I'm sure. We could have an engineer or Dagner look over them to see if they're structurally sound. An engineer, yes. Dagner, no. We don't need our outposts to be half in, half out of the fade, or be able to sing the Chant of Light, or whatever it is she's working on right now. So good. Oh my god. Look at that Fade Touch spider. Ooh! Ooh! Oh, it's gross. Oh, it's disgusting. These are the spikes that Ameridan was talking about. Oh, it's in my face. Oh, its butt's in my face. Ooh! Speedor. Get the fuck out of here. Wait, what the fuck? What the fuck? Why has it gone green? What the fuck? Oh, it ran away for reinforcements. You fucking asshole. I thought something cool was gonna happen, like it was gonna be like, you remember how Morrigan could like transform into a spider? Right? In Dragon Age Origins, and that was cool. I thought it was going to be like, maybe like a character or a mage or something that also had a similar moveset, right? And they were going to be like, they were running away, and then I was like, my brain was going, is this spider going to like transform into like a cool character or something? No, it just summoned more fucking spiders. Motherfucker. Unbelievable. My imagination. It loves to get carried away. I thought we were gonna get like a cool thing. Get back here, you fucking spider. Our next move, spring the trap. Oh god.
Enough for the offering.
So give it to the hold and make Finn's life shift, or give it to Finn We help him. Not ask him, do it.
A generous thought that bends the laws of their tradition. Whether the Avar or their spirits would see that as an act of kindness or disrespect is hard to say.
Ooh, yeah. That's it. See, that's very interesting, right? Because we've got the perspective of Solus with the Avar spirits of like, how are they going to view that situation? And then we have the Sarah's just like, look, mate, his life's going to be shit otherwise. And then it's kind of this problem of like us imposing on established cultures and traditions of like a group that we've just rocked up and we've like, here, mate. And then we disregard it, you know, because Sarah said so. So it's quite interesting that there is like a bit of a thing going on there. I'm not sure how we're going to handle that one. I kind of do think Sarah's idea has some merit, you know, but it could cause a little bit of tension, could cause some issues. We don't know, but we're gonna commit. We're gonna stay on this path for now while we're in here, because we are following Ameridan's trail. The old drains. Man, we really just got like 2 regions back to back. Kind of funny. You get overwhelmed by the number of regions, but they're kind of close together, I suppose. At least. Of course my objective is above me. Of course it is. Well, we are in an ancient ruin, I suppose. We'll just keep going up. Okay, here's our ancient ruin.
So, river, metal, just like the friendly spirit said. Great.
Right. We got a landmark. And enemies, naturally. Hakon is here. Razikael's reach! The fog came on swiftly, cloaking the world in shadow and turning the stones beneath our feet into a treacherous slick. I knew we had to find shelter before we lost even that faint light. We stumbled on, following Ragnar's broad painted back, and arrived at an ancient Tevinter temple just as the last of daylight left us. Ragnar instructed us to pitch our shelters beneath the entrance passageway and warned us not to wander too deep into the ruin. His voice was an uneasy whisper, and I knew at once that he was afraid. Wary of alarming the rest of our expedition, I took Ragnar aside and spoke to him. Some of the Avar, he said, believed the temple to be the haunt of old, vengeful spirits. The Tevinter had come here long ago and built their great temples, and then one day, without warning, they had abandoned them all. Ragnar was convinced that they had done something terrible here, though he could not tell me what it was, whatever the reason. He found the temple deeply disturbing and had brought us to it only out of desperation. I slept fitfully that night. Once, I opened my eyes to see a pulsating amber light from beyond a second doorway. I blinked and it was gone. In the morning, the fog had lifted, and I wasn't sure if I had really seen the light or dreamed it. From the travel journals of Sir Nigel, explorer and knight. Let me tell you, the best thing when you have a little bit of a sore throat is throat lozenges with some honey. It's so nice. It allows me to continue speaking. We will say thank you, lozenges, today, for it is giving me the power of speech.
Look at you, all serious. What do wardens do when there's no blight anyway?
Whatever it takes to keep the world safe.
Like join Inquisition?
If that's what's necessary. Hey, you're here too.
The Inquisition can't be all broody beards like you and Cassandra.
She doesn't have the hair for it.
Oh, I bet she does. Places.
Cassandra's got a beard elsewhere. Okay. Sarah mentioning Warden-related dialogue with Blackwall is probably because Sarah and Blackwall haven't had much chance to catch up, so I'm assuming the game will still do dialogue from before the reveal.
No, that isn't right.
Oh. Why? Why can't I just see a lever and pull it? Oh, is there multiple? There's multiple. I hate you. Multiple levers. Alright, well, let's do this first. And then we'll solve this silly little lever pulling experience later.
Looks like we've stumbled on what they don't want found.
Oh my god, that's a big boy. Hello. We got a fancy new weapon, the Avar War Maul, 334 DPS for Iron Bull there. No description though. We must wait for the others to arrive. What a beautiful looking place. I like how Scout Harding gets a little more involvement in the story. So. Okay. So we're going to go pull some levers at some point.
This is brilliant. This must be what the spirit meant. Excellent find. From what I can see, this is an ancillary station. Likely a scouting post for the larger structure to the east. What can it tell us about where Inquisitor Ameridan went?
I got Professor Kenrick here safely. The rest is up to you.
Lady Harding was quite nimble in the wilderness.
I'll be watching to make sure the Hackenites don't come back.
Okay. Well, we can fast travel back here. So, let's head back. And we'll give this offering to Kaladin. I don't know how that's going to go, but we'll find out, won't we? I think the sun is in this room. Oh no, and they're both upstairs. Both up here. Let's see what happens, shall we? We'll be like, oh yeah, he actually went and got it, guys. He decided to leave, and he definitely obtained it himself.
Inquisitor.
Here, an offering for your father. From you.
Inquisitor, I can't.
Consider my gift to the Hold a gift to you. Though perhaps don't spread that around.
But the Huntmaster...
Said he'd accept an offering from the hand that gave it.
I don't know what to say.
Say what they want, and you can belong. But maybe when you figure that threatening you was shit, come look for a Jenny.
Huh.
I'll let you rest.
Lady keep you.
Interesting. He's like, I will hire you. Can't remember. Is she down the bottom? I think she is. So. What Skyhold does to a motherfucker. I don't got time for pathways. You have me out here doing mini games with the goddamn connect the dots. You got me out here reading everything in the world. You got me finding things and doing things and things. I'm going to jump off a cliff at the opportune moment. I don't have time for pathways.
I'm told our Huntmaster prepares an offering from Finn Coldenson. Nothing more's been said. I will only thank you for paying hospitality to an invalid. I must complete the preparations. A strange turn of events may not make Colden's journey any easier. The gods measure both outcome and the actions, or deceptions, behind it.
Okay.
I should be off.
Lady keep you.
Maybe they will show mercy this day. Isn't this the most, like, awfully designed hood of all time? Like, why would anyone put a hood on knowing that there's, like, a hole and, like, a gap in the back there? Like, you put the hood on to warm your head and to prevent, like, a breeze, you know? What the hell's that? What's the purpose between that hood? On a windy day, your head's cold.
I used to know. He was fascinated with the Fade and spirits too.
A mage?
No, just a man who liked eating these strange purple cactus berries. I don't think he was ever actually in the Fade.
Dude, just like, yeah, I knew a guy. He liked to just get, like, really high. Thought you should know. We can also do the arena trial while we're here, because I did the requisition for that.
The Inquisition has brought an offering to enter your trials.
Yes! Oh, this'll be a fight to remember. I mean, enter the arena grounds. Hakon's trials await.
I'm ready to begin Hakon's trials.
Excellent. Step into the grounds, and we'll begin.
Farewell.
Safe journeys.
About to brutally murder a bunch of people. Hope you guys brought healing potions. Lots of revival spells. Yeah, when you beat them, they just fucking lie there. That's funny. They're like, ow! Round 2.
That breach. It's hard to look away from it sometimes.
Right, because you know what it looks like.
No, it doesn't.
You know.
Come to your death!
I'm waiting for... Why aren't they moving in closer? There we go. Victory. Anyone else? I didn't fucking think so.
Ha! What a fight! That maneuver. Well, you shot well fought, Inquisitor.
Farewell.
Safe journeys.
Nice. That's another approval. Alright, we are back here on Ameridan's trail. I've dropped some things off back at Skyhold. Sold some things. Finally got around to tinting my outfit. Because we obviously changed clothes, so I needed to, as much as I hate it, I like the armor pieces. I just don't like the robes, but it's our best gear. So we did what we could. Oh no. Is this gonna be...
Winter, from well before the last Inquisitor's time. I understand they use such tiles as locks. Interesting, though not likely related to Ameridan.
Oh no. Okay. I thought it was going to be the fucking switches outside. Oh, okay. I'm so bad at these. Like, I am god-awful at these things. Really bad. Not to mention when I accidentally step on one that I don't mean to. So, apparently I only need this one in the middle lit up for that door, and this one is everything but, which is amazing. I'm assuming that lever resets them all. I'm just so bad at these.
Brilliant! Look at that!
Okay. I got a door open, and then if you touch the other ones, it doesn't close it. That's nice. Alright. What's in here? Stuff. Tevinter carving, dragon of mystery, return to us, we beg you. Your servants falter, the paths ahead are lost in darkness, and those who walk them find only ruin. Those who should guide us instead wage war upon each other, vying for a throne that does not exist. The blood of the sacrifices that seeps into the stone here shall be the only truth we reveal in the end. Lovely. Tevinter. So cool. Okay, now we need every single one active except the middle one.
Brilliant! Look at that!
Yay, that was so fun. I had a blast. Okay. Hakon's Mercy. 450 dagger. Goddamn, Cole's gonna be happy. To end the suffering of those dying on the battlefield, Hakon has granted the gift of his mercy to warriors and skywatchers. The dead belong to the Lady of the Skies, of course, but it is Hakon who releases them to her first. Okay. Oh. Wait, was that not even required to proceed? Okay. It was optional, yay! How fun. Oh, it's another one of these. I wonder if you have to start here then.
That didn't work.
Nope. Okay. Ah. Ah. Find a way to take down the barrier. Oh no! What if it is those? What if I have to do the goddamn thingies? Oh, hang on. Wait. Don't panic. Don't panic. There is veil fire nearby. A solution may present itself in due time.
That didn't work.
Oh no. That's tied to the fucking things. Oh. Oh god. Oh god. Awesome. Okay, so let's light this veil fire. So it feels like we might have to go and do all of those things in sequence, and then you'd pull this one at the end, and then it goes, yay! And then opens, which is awful. quick. Just throw this into there. Oh, wait, does that actually work? Oh, thank God. I was really stressed that we were going to have to do the whole go through the forest and do all that. So I guess that must be something else.
Oh, well done. Well done indeed.
That's something you don't see every day.
A pair of shrines. This one is clearly Andrastian, albeit from a very early period. Likely pre-divine. But this is Elven. One of their gods. What was it? Every mother finds Druffalo among sleeping juniper groves. G something. The one with the deer.
I love that I'm able to do it. Galanane. Say it with me, everyone. Galanane, because we know our elven lore. Oh, it's so interesting. Oh, you know what? I love that we can do it twice. I kind of want to, reload this one to see what Sarah's response will be. That'd be so good. I'm hoping there was, maybe an autosave before this dialogue. We'll use our elven one.
That would be Gillenan, Mother of the Hala.
Yes! Brilliant, thank you. Oh, that would have bothered me all day.
I've been saying it wrong?
2 shrines for 2 lovers. Inquisitor Ameridan and Talana. Maybe Talana was an elf.
Oh, yes. That's good. The Chantry expunged references to elves before the Exalted March on the Dales. They erased the Canticle of Shartan. They must have done the same to Talana.
Damn. That makes sense. It's not Galanane? I already forgot how she said it, because Galanane just makes much more sense. What did she say? Wrong. The way that I said it is right.
Do you think this is where Ameridan died?
No, this was a site of preparation, not burial. Ameridan and Talana put up this shrine together.
Look at those flowers. They're not native to the area. What if they were left at the shrine as an offering?
Yes. A night of prayer before battle against the dragon. But then where? Where? We're missing something. What are we missing? Oh, where did you go?
Awesome. Alright, I'm gonna save real quick.
Oh.
That...
But this is Elven. One of their gods. What was it? Every mother finds Druffalo among sleeping juniper groves. G something. The one with the deer.
You got Scout Harding going in the back, this fucking guy. And then you've got the investigate option.
Sarah, I don't suppose...
I know things. It's Gillenan. Gillenan. Arse.
Yes!
Gillenan.
Brilliant. Thank you.
Gillenan sounds so wrong!
They erased the Canticle of Shartan.
The Chantry should not rewrite history to cover up inconvenient truths.
Regardless, the important thing is what this tells us. It's not a burial site. That much is obvious.
Look at those flowers.
Yes. We're missing something.
Okay, cool. Now we'll reload again. And we'll ask Solus this time. Because I'm very curious to see what he will say. So Sarah, interestingly enough, actually responds seriously. You never know, I think, with her, especially with how she has responded to elves. You're all elfy, you know?
Oh, well.
So quite interesting. She's like, I know it.
Every mother finds Druffalo among sleeping juniper.
Gillenan.
Yes!
Oh, he just said, okay. So he just says it seriously.
It's only natural. History is written by the victor, after all.
Regardless.
Look at those flowers.
Yes, we're missing something.
All right, there you go. All right, I just wanted to see. So reload our quick save with the original ones. I assume if we are not an elven mage, we are not able to say. What is it? Galanen? Galanen sounds so much cooler. It sounds so much more fantastical. I'm going with my choice, Galanen. I guess if we're like not an elf mage, we can only ask our elven friends or the investigate option. But there you go. How wonderful. Elves. So we've got a pre-Divine Age Androstian throne with some Hala statues. That's cool. And a dead body, apparently. Multiple dead bodies. Aha! Don't suppose I can light one of these, old chum? What doth this say? Oh. Oh. Okay.
Professor, look at this. Shartan 10-7 and Transfigurations 10-1.
Shartan is dissonant. And before them, empty, outstretched, lay the land which led to the gates of Minrathous. And Transfigurations is, the light shall lead her safely through the paths of this world. Why these verses? Why would Inquisitor Ameridan take the time to carve this before going into battle?
So I think the trail might start here, and then you've got to pull the levers. So can you believe it? Inquisitor Ameridan is this universe's Nikola Tesla. Because look at this. I've created electricity.
The gates of Minrathous. Isn't there a Tevinter fortress in the area?
Yes. Oh, of course. The ritual site. To seal the dragon away, Ameridan's elven mage must have used a spell at a site of great power.
My scouts have checked the fortress. It's sealed behind a wall of ice. It has to be magic.
Let's look around. Ameridan found a way through that ice, so that way should be nearby.
So if we keep pulling all these like statue things, it'll like shoot like a beam of veil lightning into this wall of ice, perhaps? Interesting. Look for more clues. Pull the lever, Kronk. Let's see what it does.
No good, yeah?
Alright, that's anticlimactic. Maybe we can just go and do this one over here. And it better work. This is so cool, though. It's gonna work this time. The camera angle changed.
The light should lead us safely through the paths of this world.
Brilliant! When the Imperium abandoned this fortress, they left the wall of ice to what? To lock the door behind them?
And every lock has a key.
Like these trail markers. Ameridan must have known how to use them.
Oh,
if they can melt through the ice, that must be where Ameridan sealed away the dragon.
I'll follow the markers and see what we can find.
Okay, this is cool. I was worried about these, that I would have to like just randomly try and pull them in a correct order, but it seems that we're just sending the lightning across each of them. That makes sense. There you go. Nice. Alright. Whee! I'm off to go light some trail markers.
The kitchen wouldn't give me cakes because Josie, oh so prim, was sending them to allies.
Why cakes when you can give them a two-fingered salute and a box full of dog shit? You know I hate the aristocracy as much as you do. I hate that they sit in palaces sipping wine while people starve outside their gates. I hate that good soldiers die in senseless wars over who gets the fancy chair. Still, it's better to have the nobility on your side than not. They're dogs, all of them. And even the primped and powdered ones have teeth.
That's some dog shit. Oh, that's a good one.
That's so classic. He goes on this, like, actual genuine rant about it, and she's still hung up on the dog shit. I love it. So good. It's like, I just wanted me cakes, mate. I'm actually going to change my party as well. And we're going to swap out Sarah for Cole. Because if we're dealing with, like, Veilfire stuff and rifts and spirits and all of that stuff, I think Cole's going to be a good choice for some dialogue. I brought Sarah because a little bit of a change of pace with the dialogue and another rogue to bring along, but I just think Cole's going to have some good stuff, and I don't want to, like, miss out on too much of it.
How do you get the hair on your face?
Look, ask Varric. He seems to have adopted you.
He doesn't have hair on his face. Is it a mask?
No, it's a beard. Look, if you were any other lad your age, I'd tell you that one day you'll probably grow one too. Except I don't know if spirits that become boys get beards.
I could try.
Right, you go do that then. Good luck. Have fun.
Is it a mask? The funny thing is I don't know if that dialogue is like pre or post Tom Rainier, but it's hilarious that he asks that question with that in mind. Is your beard a mask? Because it literally is. And I that's like, it's got to be an intentional question by Cole. Even though he talks about, like, Varric doesn't have one. I wonder if he's getting, like, mixed signals. He's like, what is a beard? But also I'm sensing something here, you know? So that's really cool. There's a hidden meaning to that dialogue there. Because it is his Blackwall mask. Some people say, Avar gods bless the Hackonites' weapons. Given our run-ins with them, I'd say the Hackonites see it that way. Keep to your patrols, stay focused, and remember to report in as scheduled. If we get hold of any of their blades, we'll want Grandin or Kive to take a look. They know magic. So nice of Inquisition to make us live out our Ewok fantasies. Hakon's honor, unique sword. Among the Avar, the longsword is the weapon of those who defend their holds. No house is without at least one, hung in a prominent place in case invaders come in the night. It is the tool of honor to keep one's people safe or to end one's life before being taken by the enemy. Hakon once granted his honor to warriors who kept watch in the darkest hours in his name.
You were trying to fix it. It isn't your fault.
What isn't my fault?
They wanted Blackwall, not Rainier. That's why the others are angry.
Angry? Really? I thought I was just imagining all the frowning faces. Care to tear into me as well, now that you know?
No.
You who heal the helpless. You're not angry about what I was hiding?
You never hid from me. Mockingbird, mockingbird. Too many voices in the carriage. Maker, they're young. If I tell my men to stop, they'll know it was all a lie. Cold, trapped, heart hammering like axes on a carriage door.
Stop, please.
Wow. The thoughts and guilt that he was having over the children. Fucking hell.
If it helps enough people, it becomes more wandering, wishing, touched by them. Maker loves you and it grows. But I am me. Will I be more one day if I help enough? Is this a task, timed, temporary?
No. It is a mistake to ascribe human motivations to them.
So I am always this?
You are always you.
I like their conversations. We are hopefully almost there. It's
The path has been destroyed. We will need to find another way.
We'll just fucking walk it. It's never stopped me before. Oh no, hang on. Maybe it's gonna stop me this time.
This must be where Kenrick's assistant came to study.
Okay. Nigel's Point. I absolutely cannot wait to survey and explore Nigel's Point. This was one of the ruins to the explorer Sir Nigel visited on his travels through the Frostbacks. So much of what I've learned of this region comes from his notes and sketches. It's appalling to me how little recognition he's received compared to that brother Genitivi or even that peddler of Pabulum Filium, a bard. I wonder if I could discover the original purpose of Nigel's Point. Its ancient Tevinter name, of course, has been lost, but I am certain it was built and dedicated to an old god. I wonder which one. If I could learn this, of course, Harding gives me a severe look every time I suggest I could just stroll over one morning. She insists it's too dangerous, she worries too much. Seems that we may as well do this on the way through to here.
It makes sense. It holds them as they die. But then it's a man, and he wants a woman. Why?
When they possess people, they often indulge in feelings they have never before experienced.
But it changed. It is blank, black, blunted from being. It never wanted before.
Have you felt no interest in women since you came through the Veil?
No.
No. That's an interesting topic as well. The nature of a spirit and sexuality.
You may want to see this. Inquisitor! I was going to send word. I found something. This inscription, almost completely faded, but... two stood. Felt 60 true before our triumph. A breath in the hunt, and let rest the lowlanders, worthy of the lady's care. The markings and surrounding artifacts date to Ameridan's time. The references and scripts suggest Avar.
What's your theory?
I need to complete a full survey and have Professor Kenrick evaluate the site himself. But this may be a tribute to Heron and Orina, Inquisitor Ameridan's companions.
What can you tell me about Orina?
Orina was an alchemist in Orzammar. It's said she met Ameridan while dealing with a demon, but it's not known why Ameridan was there. Demons aren't common in the deep roads, but they were a problem for the Inquisition at the time. Orina knew she could help, so she joined Ameridan.
If she left Orzammar, that would make her a surfacer.
She turned her back on the stone, though it's said she had few regrets. Some claim she was actually from one of Orzammar's noble families, but who can say? She never used her last name on the surface, and once exiled, the family likely struck her name from personal documents. Professor Kenrick petitioned Orzammar's Shaperit to grant access to their records, but the request was turned down.
What will you do with this information?
Professor Kenrick will expect detailed notes on the location, stone and clay samples, and any trace artifacts I can find. If Ameridan's history is compiled, this could be worth an entire chapter. I might get credit on the inside cover.
What makes you think the inscription refers to Heron and Darina?
It's only a theory, but the age of the markings and surrounding artifacts match the timeline we've established for Ameridan. We know that Ameridan and his companions came into violent contact with the Avar. I found glass fragments in the clay, several with slight veins of discoloration. Blue. Like Templar artifacts.
Templars?
The Templars were a new order in Ameridan's time. Given their small numbers then, few would be found outside the Chantry's reach. It's unusual to find one deep in uncharted territory, unless he traveled here for a purpose, as Heron would have.
What happened here?
Ameridan and his companions fought the original Jaws of Hakon. They were outnumbered, but Ameridan had a sworn duty. Could Ameridan and Talana be skilled enough to slip past the Jaws of Hakon? What if someone had to buy them time?
If this is the resting place of Heron and Darina, it only remains because the Avar took time to honor them.
Respect for a worthy adversary? It wouldn't be out of place.
What do you know about Heron?
When the Templar Order was first formed, Sir Heron was among its members. He's arguably the most famous of the original Templars, though he was never one of their leaders. He's better known as one of Inquisitor Ameridan's confidants. They'd known each other since youth.
So they were close. Friends.
When Ameridan was made Inquisitor, Heron's position in his inner circle was assumed. A few ballads about them survive. The type with adventures and happy endings. I don't know if they're true. They remind me of my brothers, though.
Thank you, Colette.
Inquisitor.
Inquisitor. An appeal to the Shaper at operation available. Okay. The hunt of the fell wolf. The runner strode the winding road, and out of breath came she, upon the bastion of the huntsman true, to make her desperate plea. Ameridan in dragon's hide, Heron clad in blessed steel, came forth to hear the tidings, brought with so much breathless zeal. Upon the lonely moors the runner cried, a loathsome beast now dwells, a day gives way to night, it strikes, all in its path it fells. 3 souls bravely led them out, the darkening moor to see. A sun slipped neath the sighing heath, the hunter's guides did flee. The moon crept o'er the heather as a terrible cry released. In silvered light the hunters saw the arrival of the beast. Favored like a wolf it was, in size like woodsman's death. Within its eyes burned eldritch fire, the fade in every breath. Swift as thought the hunters struck, the demon wolf fell back, but mortal strength alone could not prevent the beast's attack. With one huge paw the monstrous thing struck Ameridan the brave. Across the moor he flew and fell into a watery grave. Jaws like a dragon's clamped down tight round Heron's armored chest, and with the night it sped away from moonlight to the west. No living eye was there to see from peaty swamp arise Ameridan, who found himself alone neath darkened skies. The shattered shield of Heron he found upon the moor. In grief Ameridan did his vengeance swear, the beast's head he would procure. Whilst the wolf across the moor bore Heron to its lair, a labyrinth of winding cave, any mortal should beware. By wormlight in the twisting cave, Heron bravely fought to free himself from death's own jaws before his life was naught. With blade arm free, the knight struck true into the monster's eye, and off it fled into the dark with otherworldly cry. The wounded knight in darkness found within the cavern's gloom an idol carved of fate-touched stone, which could prove the monster's doom. Ameridan all alone did seek the demon wolf's fresh trail, and to the cave he came prepared, a wolf's heart to impale. Down the winding cave he sought the beast that slew his friend, and in the eerie wormlight met the beast at cavern's end. With burning blade, Ameridan and monster met again, whilst elsewhere did Heron valiantly with demon wards contend. As demon stone was shattered, Ameridan struck true, beast and spirit. Both felled at once, though neither hunter knew. Now wounded and in darkness, hunters separate made their way from the bottom of the cavern toward the rising light of day. Ameridan found Harren stumbling, wounded from the cave, and both rejoiced to find the other yet free from the grave. As night passed into day, the two did tales of valor spin, and to this very day each claims that he alone did win. Whew. The longest codex entries are always saved for me when reading is at its most difficult. Because why would it not be? So we stopped in for a brief bit of fucking publication. And now we can go back on Ameridan's trail. And there is a door that we could probably open. Tevinter inscription: to she who winds the skein of wisdom, we dedicate this citadel. Dragon of mystery, bestow upon your faithful servants your ineffable truth. Grant us eyes, bloodborne, to pierce the darkness and souls, to bear the wounds of your labyrinth. Oh my god. Grant us eyes. That was totally not planned. It was weird. Barely legible Tevinter writing, scratched onto the stone in an unsteady scrawl. Run if you can. Madness has filled the silence. Do not return to this place. Oh, no, I thought that would be a Veilfire rune. Something Veilfire for us to examine. Apparently not. No! I do not wish combat. Go away. Don't have time for that right now. I'm gonna fucking do this. Zoop. The Inquisitor's slip and slide. Whoop.
I am sorry your friend died, Solus.
Thank you, Cole.
I didn't know there were spirits of wisdom.
There are few. Spirits form as a reflection of this world and its passions. We will never lack for spirits of rage, or hunger, or desire. The world gives them plenty to mirror. The gentler spirits are far more rare. We can ill afford the loss of even one spirit of wisdom, or faith, or compassion.
I will try not to die.
Do that, please.
Compassion. Is it interesting that a spirit is unaware of other types of spirits, maybe? It's like, I didn't... Whoa. It's like, I didn't realize that there was spirits of wisdom. Is interesting. My camera freaked out there. Are we almost there? There's been a lot of trail markers. They're really making me do the world's amazing... What is it? The amazing race right now.
That Tevinter fortress shouldn't be much further.
The frozen gate. The gate remains frozen. Even at the height of summer, a piece of ice chiseled from the hole remained unmelted in a bucket of warm water, even withstanding the heat of burning embers. I've never seen such magic. Our Avar guide Ragnar will tell me nothing about what lies beyond the frozen wall. I've exhausted all possibilities and shall have to accept that I will never pass beyond that gate. I have retained the piece of ice for my own use. Its properties make it perfect for chilling my cider on hot days. I shall take pleasure in this and try not to fixate on my unsated curiosity. Imagine having a dedicated piece of magic ice. That's pretty cool. Done. It deleted the enemies, that's funny. Speak with Svara Sun here.
Gods are weak, Inquisitor! You will see the power of Hakon when we destroy the lowlands!
Ooh, shit.
This fortress is too well fortified for a direct assault. We must find some other way inside. Perhaps the Avar at Stone Bear Hold will have a suggestion.
Oh, so they've occupied this place despite not being able to get in? Or they locked the door behind them, right.
You stay and wait, lowland fools! The walls are stone! They will not melt!
Alright, mate. No worries. We're being taunted. Ameridan's End.
Bright and brilliant, he wanders the ways, walking, unwaking, searching for wisdom.
I do not need you to do that, Cole.
Your friend wanted you to be happy, even though she knew you wouldn't be.
Could you... if you would remember her, could you do it as I would?
He comes to me as though the Fade were just another wooded path to walk without a care in search of wisdom. We share the ancient mysteries, the feelings lost, forgotten dreams, unseen for ages, now beheld in wonder. In his own way, he knew wisdom, as no man or spirit had before.
Thank you.
Wow. Cole and Solus have some really good stuff together that I really appreciate. It's amazing. Really, really love it. Okay, we have stuff to do back with our camp here. So it's not over yet. We have done Ameridan's Trail, and that is where we're going to end this episode of Dragon Age Inquisition. Thank you so much for joining me today for a longer episode than usual, at least lately, as we go through this area. Obviously, you can identify my current condition. There may be, give or take, a few more days in between episodes at this point. We'll see how we go, if I make a miraculous recovery or not. But if there's an episode that doesn't come out, this is the reason. But thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Dragon Age Inquisition, and I will see you next time.